All right, we're live.
Yes, sir.
Any chance we had of anyone wanting to watch, they're probably gone because I was 8 minutes late. But yeah, no, I went to let Louie in, and my lamp. I don't know what happened. My lamp just fell over and knocked. Dude, it knocked. I had a drink ready and everything. Knocked my drink on
Oh,
the floor. Knocked my laptop off the table. It just took everything out. So I did minimal cleanup.
yeah.
And here we are. I got myself another drink, and could have been
Fucking
worse.
Murphy's Law, dude.
Well, it
Right?
could have knocked my drink onto my laptop.
I know. That's true.
That would have been some bullshit.
Oh, yeah, man.
So I don't have unfortunately, I don't have a Dog Soldier shirt, but I do have a Teen Wolf shirt.
Oh, kick ass, dude.
Yeah. Close enough. I have tons of wolf stuff, tons of like werewolf stuff and wolf stuff, but
Yeah.
Not any Dog Soldier merch other than the DVD. Unfortunately, I got the Blu-ray.
Cool.
It's not even the best Blu-ray. They have a much nicer one, I think, Scream Factory, with cool drawn cover art and stuff. But
I think I might have seen that one. Yeah,
it's pretty sick. They got, I think there's a steel book, and there's a bunch of cool. This movie's got a cult following, so there's a bunch of cool shit you can get. I have the movie. That's all I really care about. But
yeah, I had I bought it years ago on DVD, but I've lost it since. So
yeah, well, I'm sure you'll want to get this on 4K, right?
If it's available, yeah. I don't think there is a 4K.
Okay. Yeah, these lower budget movies take a little longer to get themselves on the on the 4K. I don't know how that shit works. I don't know if you have to fork over a shitload of cash or
I know
or what.
What's up, dude? No solution.
Yeah, it's my buddy Scott.
What's up, Scott?
So yeah, we're here to talk about Dog Soldiers from 2002. Another monster movie. We were going to do originally The Host, the Korean movie, but I burned through 2 DVD copies and they both wouldn't work.
That was wild.
I've never had that happen to me in my entire life.
Yeah.
But I did find out though that I can watch it on YouTube for $3.
Okay.
So I'll do that.
Yeah, I know Amazon. I mean, it's free on Tubi, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, free is better than $3, right?
Yeah, it's just.
I'm not very good at math, but I mean, yeah. I think that's
free 99.
Free. So how are you, man?
Doing good, man. I was playing Final Fantasy VI remaster, the Pixel remaster.
Dude, yeah.
Which is, I mean, we grew up as it being Final Fantasy 3.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. I don't know the story behind that.
Yeah, the Japanese, it was 6 over there.
Oh.
But for us, it would have been part 3.
How does that work?
I don't know.
They,
I mean,
they
there
had
were
extra games that we never got, I guess, right?
There were a ton released that we didn't even get.
That's okay. Yeah. Okay.
So that's why it's part 3 over here. But
okay.
Honestly, those other ones are not that great.
Oh, okay.
For me, I would say Final Fantasy 2 and 3 US are some of the best ones, and then obviously Final Fantasy 7 and
7's great.
Yeah,
7's the only one that I played like as an older teenager or whatever,
Yeah, and
I didn't play the others.
There's the remaster. What is it? Not the remaster. What is it? The remake?
Is that what it is?
But they separated the discs as 3 different games.
Oh shit!
So
such a big game, I guess.
The second one is gonna come out soon, I think.
Okay.
And it's live action, so I don't like that. It's not turn-based anymore.
Oh, dude. No.
Yeah, I hate when they fuck with that,
That just completely defeats what the game is about. Like, that's not even the same game anymore at that point.
I like strategy,
Yeah. I played the first, 3, I guess, if I remember correctly, back in the Nintendo days, but they were way too complex for me at the time, of course, as an 8-year-old or 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Then I played 7 on PlayStation, which I thought was amazing, and I never played any others.
Yeah, once that actually helped me read.
Oh shit! Yeah,
the very first one for the NES came out like in '88 or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
I was like 5.
You were still learning how to read, yeah.
Yeah, well, it helped accelerate the process because I was like, I wanted to play the fucking game,
You're like, I'm gonna figure this shit out one way or the other.
Yeah, dude. So
yeah, now that you mentioned, I would really like to, like, I need to dig through and see if I still have my copy of 7 so I can play it, because I still have my old PlayStation. I'd love to re-go through that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
If not, I'd like to get some of the PS1 era games. I'd like to go pick those up. Probably get them dirt cheap.
Yeah. If you're gonna do that, then that's, some of them have got up in price because there's collectors now.
Yeah,
and
true.
then
I bet if you could find the greatest hits versions, those are probably cheaper.
Yeah, those are definitely dirt compared
I
to
think
the
that's the
black
one I
label.
had. I think it had the greatest hits green stripe on the side. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the black labels are the ones that are expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, we used to have this sick like retro game store in town for years and years, and of course the fucking pandemic wiped it out. It was really sad. I went to as things were starting to reopen, I was like, man, I wonder, it was called Press Start to Play, and I loved it. I remember looking it up, and I'm like, I wonder if they're open yet. Remember how we were like wondering if things were open yet, and I looked them up on Google, and it says closed permanently. I was like, there's no goddamn way. And I called the phone number, and there was like this really sad voicemail, like, thanks for supporting us for all those years. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, you could walk in there and pick up old PlayStation games for $2-3, and they're, oddly enough, especially in this stupid ass tourist town, like, their prices were always fair. You never saw anything that was jacked up. It was always like, less than Amazon prices, and they always priced everything fairly. And
right,
they were really good people, and it's just a bummer to see them go. But yeah, what can you do?
Well, I mean, if you still want to buy and still support sort of local, have you close to you? I mean, it's not really that close, but have you heard of Pink Gorilla?
I don't think so.
I think I think they're outside Seattle.
Oh, okay. Well, they'll probably have a website. I could check out their website.
So they I follow this channel, Metal Jesus Rocks, on YouTube, right?
I've heard of that guy.
He's a metalhead, and he used to work for Sierra, those old PC video game companies.
Oh yeah, I remember Sierra.
Yeah, so he used to work for them, and then he was
they made some great games.
Yeah, and so what ended up happening is he just ended up being a collector, working for Sierra. That went out of business, but he did other things, and he's a big YouTuber right now. And
yeah, I've heard his name numerous times.
Dude, he hates it because, like, the people blame him for the rise in different prices.
Oh no shit.
It's not his fault. He just talks about it, and then everybody wants it, and then the price goes up. The demand goes up.
Yeah, you can't blame. I hate when people blame, like, when something happens indirectly because of someone. I hate when that person gets blamed for it. It's like they didn't.
It's not fair.
Sure, maybe they did have a hand in it, but indirectly.
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose. Exactly.
Yeah, and kind of like Faith No More. Like they created new metal. Like, no, they didn't. They've stated that they fucking hate new metal.
Yeah, I just see Tom Morello talk about that recently.
Yeah,
that he hates.
They were probably influenced new metal as well. Yeah,
he hates that he's influenced. He's like, man, I think saying that, like, Limp Bizkit was an abomination or something like that. That, I mean,
just because someone does something because of something you did, that doesn't make it your doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can feel for that guy.
Yeah, but going back to that,
that's his company, or
what's that?
Is the Pink Gorilla his company, or
Pink Gorilla is one of his good friends' company. I think her name's Kelsey, or I forget her name, but she and her husband run it, and they've been doing fairly well. And I mean, if they're still in business, I mean, they should still be. So
I would imagine so.
But they have a bunch of. That's all it is. It's a retro store.
So is he? Does he live in the Seattle area?
Yeah.
Metal Jesus. Okay, cool. Yeah, right on.
Yeah, they're always out there doing. Now they're doing different video game conferences, or
sick.
Not Comic Cons, but kind of like those cons, where they get together and do stuff. Yeah.
Dude, I would so go to one of those. I don't know if you've ever heard of the YouTuber Brutal Moose, but he lives in the Seattle area too. So, I mean, there's probably a bunch of big YouTubers in this.
I have not. That's pretty cool. No.
He's a cool guy. Yeah, he's think he's a professional chef. So he's not, his channel is not real busy, which is funny because it's fairly successful.
Yeah.
But he could probably make it even more successful, but clearly that's not where his mind is. But he
Yeah.
does food reviews, video game stuff, movie reviews. He seems like a cool guy. He's funny.
That's cool.
His videos are great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's one of those guys where like don't expect a more than a couple of videos a year, pretty much. Or he might go through a phase where he has time off where he does a little more. But
Yeah.
he's got plenty of old stuff to watch. Damn. So what have you been up to lately?
Just that, man. I'm doing good with work.
Yeah.
Not as stressed out anymore.
Yeah, you were
as
stressed for a while there.
Yeah, things changed at work.
Oh, good. And for the better, that never happens.
Yeah, for the better. Yeah,
that almost never happens.
Yeah, dude. So stress-free now for the moment.
Fuck yeah, good for you, man.
Getting ready to head out to San Antonio at the end of May.
Sick.
Visit some homies out there, some buddies. Hopefully record.
You gonna hit any record stores, or San Antonio's got to have a good handful?
I think I'm gonna go. I don't know what exactly or what stores.
Yeah,
but definitely gonna go. I know I want to hit up this German restaurant that's right on the Riverwalk.
I like some German food.
Yeah, dude, I've been there once, and I just want to go back and just check it out.
Yeah, we used to have this deli owned by this family for decades, and they didn't like go out of business or anything. They just sold the building. It was awesome. It was a German deli. They did every year. They did a Oktoberfest, which was a blast. Me and two of my buddies the same two buddies, we go every year, and we're just heartbroken when they stopped doing it. It was like there are other places that do it, but it's just not the same,
Yeah,
once you get your team going, and but yeah, it was awesome. Like food, decently priced food. You didn't have to spend a whole bunch of money, and we would just drink like gallons of beer.
Dude, it
was fun.
They imported that beer.
Yeah, it was all like German beer and stuff. Yeah. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it's not stuff you can't get, but it was all German beer. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We have three. We have one bakery, German bakery, and then two German restaurants. One of them, the guy just retired, and then he sold it off. It rebranded itself.
Yeah,
and so they're waiting for their alcohol license to kick in again, to kick in again. Yeah. And they kept the same recipes that he had.
Oh, good.
And then the other restaurant, they've been doing.
They're trying to change as little as possible, basically.
Yes. Yeah. The other restaurant is the same thing. It's a German restaurant, but I don't really think they sell a lot of alcohol. It's just just the food. And here this was the German. Was it the Royal Air Force or whatever they were called?
Oh, okay.
They were here for about 25, 30 years.
Wow.
In El Paso because Fort Bliss, really, it's an Air Force base,
Oh yeah.
So that's why there's a lot of German influence here because of them as well.
Yeah.
So we have those, and then
I didn't know.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Like we have Oktoberfest. There's a couple places to celebrate.
Fun. It's so fun. I love Oktoberfest. I'm not even German.
Yeah.
Not that I know of, but
yeah, dude.
Who cares?
And during the winter, they have Glühwein, that spiced wine. That's delicious, dude.
Oh, I haven't had that.
Yeah.
You know what I grew to love is that there might be numerous recipes for it, but that German potato salad. Because I fucking hate American potato salad, but the German kind where it's like it's warm and it's got like sauerkraut in it and stuff.
It's fucking
bacon,
awesome.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I could just eat that all day, and
dude,
all the sausages and stuff. Like
it's funny because it's like beer drinking food.
Totally is. Yeah. I would almost every year get super bad heartburn too. Like
yeah.
And it was only me out of the three of us. I started bringing a bunch of Tums and stuff. Oh man, I would get heartburn so bad that like every sip of beer I would take would just like it felt like it would just go down slowly. And,
oh yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But I wouldn't stop. I would never let it stop me, but it was painful.
Got to use those Tums, man.
Yeah, they do work. I didn't ever start taking Tums until Oktoberfest incidents. And like I was like, oh, I always just assumed that shit didn't work. It totally works. I've heard
you should
you
have
can
that.
damage yourself with it, though. I've heard if you take too much, you can like really fuck up your guts or whatever.
Yeah.
For something so over the counter, you wouldn't think it'd be harmful.
Yeah, because it's just like chalk, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just like chalky, chalky little tablets, and they're not hard to eat or anything. They don't taste too bad.
Right. I was gonna ask you, do you follow Broken Lizard?
Broken Lizard, the comedy guys, or
the Super Troopers guys?
No, I do like Super Troopers, but I don't follow them. No.
Okay, because they just released a new film, and it's exclusively on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
And it's about I'm guessing it's like 13th, 14th century France. The French versus the Pope at that time.
Yeah.
The French king versus the Pope.
Yeah.
And a lot of backstabbing,
Was it Beer Fest that made you think about?
Yeah, just the
I forgot about Beer Fest.
Yeah, Beer Fest. Yeah, just the whole Oktoberfest. But I'm
gonna have to find a new place to go to Oktoberfest. Like, it's so fun. It's like, I don't know. I just always had good memories of it. Like I said, it's kind of tied to that one restaurant, but I'm sure I could find another place that's cool. I don't know. I just missed it so much. It was like one of the few things out of the year that I would always look forward to. And
yeah.
Is it Oktoberfest? What month? Is it in August or
it's in late September?
Late September. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
I don't know
either it depends on the person too, but it could be like mid to late September and it rolls over.
Yeah.
I believe that's when the festivities started and the wedding. It was like it was based off of a wedding, and it just went on.
I still have my big ass mug, even we bring our mugs back every year. It's sadly just been used as like a toothbrush holder. Like, just have my toothbrushes and stuff sitting it's like a bathroom organizer. You can't really, I remember bringing it home. I'm like, I'm going to use this at home to drink out of them. It was like, it's so impractical. You fill the thing with liquid and it's like 5 pounds. You don't want to sit at home.
It's really heavy, dude. Yeah.
So I'm like, it's been a toothbrush holder. Yeah.
There's a place out in Nashville who has it's a beer house, and
I heard Nashville has so much cool shit to do.
Well, you become a member, right? So you sign up, you become a member.
Hell yeah!
And they have your Stein there in a locker.
Oh, that's so cool.
So whenever you go, you tell them, you tell them, and they're like, okay, you can go get your Stein from your locker. You can bring it out, and you start drinking.
That is so cool.
It's huge communal seating.
Oh, awesome.
Gigantic fucking long picnic tables and stuff.
Yeah.
And you just
and they're open year round.
Yeah, it's a restaurant. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here to get my Stein, sir.
Yeah. I would love to have something like that here. I think that would work, I
will say, why not? If it works in Nashville, why not Texas,
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of Germans here too in Texas.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Central.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So man, yeah, Dog Soldiers. I love a good werewolf movie. I'm constantly trying to find maybe uncovered gems. Unfortunately, there really aren't that many.
I don't think so.
As a lot of like film critics will hit on, like werewolves are like a very kind of I don't know, like not a lot of love has been given to the werewolf genre. Nothing like zombies. Why? Yeah. There's 1.5 million zombie movies, and why is there only 10 werewolf movies?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
But it could change. The 80s trends come and go.
I don't know. I mean, the 80s had some decent ones.
Yeah, they're almost all in the 80s, really. And then they're sparse in every other decade. Like it could still happen. I don't know what happened. Like, zombies have always been kind of popular, but remember I think it was the Dawn of the Dead remake where they just, I would say since the Dawn of the Dead remake, there's probably been 500 zombie movies made, maybe more.
I kind of feel the once they saw how The Walking Dead was so successful,
and that too, yeah,
and that kind of, I think, oversaturated the market with those zombie films.
Very oversaturated. Very.
I will say that at the very least, the first 3 seasons, of The Walking Dead are very good.
They were great.
Yeah, and then we stopped watching it after season 5.
Yeah,
which I
as did a lot
saw.
of
That's
people.
when everything kind of just fucking hit the fan. When is it Negan? What's the name?
Negan.
He came
Yeah.
in. The guy
I
with
love
the
that guy,
tiger.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Great actor.
He's an awesome actor. Yeah.
Yeah, love that guy.
I just haven't seen it past that, or when all that stuff.
I didn't even make it that far actually, and I actually didn't stop because it was getting bad. I just stopped because I do that sometimes on accident. But I heard
something else pops up.
I heard the Negan storyline was amazing, but I heard after that it just got boring as fuck. But we shouldn't let I shouldn't let other people's opinions make up my own. But
yeah,
I plan on returning to it. Actually, I plan on just starting over from season 1 and just going through it. Because I mean, those first 3 seasons were super good.
They were fucking great. Yeah.
And if anyone out there is a comic fan, it's The Walking Dead is literally one of the best comic books you'll ever read. Amazing comic book. I actually can't recommend that highly enough. It's top 10 as far as I'm concerned of all time comic storylines. It's still going actually.
Yeah.
It's been going for 15 years or something like that now.
But damn, it's pretty good.
You can get the compendiums and stuff real cheap. I'd recommend checking those out to literally anyone who likes comics and zombies.
That's cool.
Got my wolf right here.
Yeah,
my werewolf.
Is it Louis? Yeah. Mine's asleep over there with my girl, man. He's
the
wiener man.
Yeah.
He's
he doesn't make many appearances. He must be the stereotypical lazy dachshund, huh?
It's because he's like what is it, like Gum? He's always with her.
Oh, he loves her. He's attached to her. Okay. They say dogs do kind of do that. They might love a lot of people, but they stick to one mostly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how Louis is. Like, he loves my son, but not as much as me.
Yeah.
But I raised him. Who knows what dogs think? He probably thinks I'm his dad or whatever, or his mom. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Dog Soldiers came out in 2002. I've been going through Neil Marshall's movies lately. So directed by Neil Marshall, and this was his directorial debut, which is crazy when you think about it, because it's such a good movie for a new filmmaker, a new director.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive in that matter. I mean, I got no criticisms with this movie, and I mean, his first 2 movies were amazing. This is arguably, I don't know, kind of, I'd say for me, it's like a tie between his first 2 movies, this and The Descent.
Okay.
The budget was $2 million. It made $3.5 million, which I guess by film standards, that's not a huge success, but obviously it was just enough for him to be able to keep going. It wasn't enough to bury him or anything. It wasn't.
No, but it was enough to be like, all right, this guy has something going on.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're probably a little easier on new filmmakers too. Like, he didn't lose money, so I figured, yeah. So maybe I made $3.5 million. So it wasn't a failure by any means.
Yeah, I wonder if there was also the idea of I want to say like 9/11.
Yeah,
the
true. That did fuck a lot, change a lot of things.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if there's that, and I know there wasn't an actual U.S. release. I think it was a sci-fi release.
Was it? Okay.
It was a theatrical release, but not here in the U.S. And then I think the actual U.S. release would have been through Sci-Fi.
Oh, I did not know that.
So I feel like I think that might have affected the.
Totally.
Also, right.
Was this movie on your radar back in 2002?
No, I saw it in 2004, 5. I had been working at Blockbuster. Because I had been working at Blockbuster when I
always wanted to work at a video store. It was, I never did.
Yeah, it was great. But I left right after I graduated, and then I went back again. It was like I was probably like 20, 21.
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing it there.
Cool.
And I was like, "What the fuck is this? It looks cool." So me and my friend rented it, and I remember reading something like from the producers of like Predator and Terminator. I don't know, something weird. Like,
I think you're right. I think it did have some kind of known producers.
Yeah.
Or you might be thinking of, well, the cover says Jaws, Aliens, and Predator with a werewolf twist, but I'm not sure about. I'm not sure if. But you might be right. Yeah, it might have had some notable producers.
Yeah, it might have said something like that. I remember it now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I saw the black and red cover.
Yeah.
Or the black and white cover. I forgot.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it wasn't on my radar until like, God, maybe probably like 10 years ago or so. I think I might have heard of it here and there, but I didn't watch it until probably like 2010, 2012.
Okay.
I watched it on that old, you might remember what it was called because I can't. It was like the original, it was like Shudder back in like 2010. It was a horror streaming service. It was pretty popular. Do you remember that?
I'm trying to remember. That's interesting.
God damn, I can't remember the name, but
did they get bought out?
No, they just shut down. It was around. I couldn't tell you how long it was around. I know a lot of people, from what I see, in the horror community, a lot of people still have like very fond memories of it because it was so. It was the first. I'm pretty sure it was the first of its kind.
Yeah.
It was structured a little different than Shudder, but it was pretty similar. But anyway, it was the same idea. It was a horror streaming service. Way before like genre streaming services were a thing. So it was really cool. I saw it on there with a friend. She wanted to show it to me. And I didn't appreciate it as much at the time because I was still, even 10 years ago, Scott says chiller. It probably was chiller. I can't say.
You know what? That might
Scott,
be.
were there any others? Jog my memory. It might have been chiller, but I can't remember. I just remember thinking like, wow, this is cool. And then as I got into horror, then it went away, and I always wanted something like that back. So that's why I'm so happy to have Shudder. Because I just needed it.
There's another company that's out there.
Right now or back then?
Yeah, right now. There's Shudder, and it's kind of like Scream Factory, where they have those really fucking amazing art covers.
Yeah, I love those Scream Factory artworks.
It's not Scream Factory. It's another company like them.
Is it a streaming service or is it like
they do both.
Oh,
they do both. Yeah. Okay. So
there's Vinegar Syndrome, Severin, Arrow Video.
Arrow.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan.
So Arrow.
Arrow has a streaming service?
Yeah. It's just called Arrow.
Yeah. That would be fucking worth it because they put out some really cool shit.
Yeah, I was watching, like I was browsing, and I was like, man, they have a lot of cool cult films and just a lot of cool. I think between that and like Shudder and Tubi, you have a lot
the
of
holy triumvirate.
Dude, yeah, it's like we find a lot of the good ones in there.
And for collectors, like for physical collecting, Arrow makes some of the best DVDs and Blu-rays. Yeah, reversible covers and just a lot of quality and a lot of love put into it. No lazy releases whatsoever.
No. And I see the prices. I mean, like for the 4K releases, for the artwork, for everything that you get, I think between 20 and 35 and 40.
Yeah.
It's
and
fair
that's for 4K too.
Yeah, it's fair for what you're getting.
Yeah, the standard DVDs are 15 to 20. Yeah, the Blu-rays are usually 20 to 30. But they're comparable in pricing to other like boutique labels for sure. They're probably my favorite, to be honest. Like I love Vinegar Syndrome, but I think Arrow, pound for pound, I think their quality, and as far as the movies that they bring out are the best in my opinion. Yeah, they're one of those companies when I'm out and about. If I see an Arrow release, if I have the cash, I'll buy it on the spot without even doing any homework.
Yeah, and I feel like Vinegar Syndrome, I think they even sell VHS.
Really, that would really fit their thing.
What was it? Vinegar Syndrome? I forget. It might have been. It might not have been. I don't know. But there was somebody that I saw who sold VHS, and they were selling them for like $80. Dude, it was a lot.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I was like, no, thank you.
In their defense, I would bet you that VHS tapes are really expensive to make right now. Because I mean, how many plants would be making them? I can't imagine there'd be more than one.
So now they're like the rarity.
Vinyl plants, even.
Yeah, that's true.
There can't be numerous VHS plants out there. I don't know. I couldn't imagine.
I guess that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So they're probably expensive as hell, and to turn a profit, they probably got to jack them up. Yeah, that and who knows, they might be jacking them up just because of the novelty, also. But yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
so I did a little bit of homework on Dog Soldiers today, just to look at some technical aspects that I never really knew about it. I didn't know that it was filmed in Luxembourg.
Yeah. So it was supposed to be in Scotland.
Yeah, I
So
figured it was the Scottish Highlands.
So Luxembourg, is that in France, right?
It's between. It's close. I think it's between the. I think it sits between Germany and Belgium, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Okay.
It must have just been cheaper because Neil Marshall lives in the UK, so I mean he could have just filmed there.
Yeah,
so.
Maybe he just wanted the right scenery.
Could be,
but I mean,
I feel like usually when people film in a certain place, it's always because it's cheaper. That's why so many American movies are filmed in Toronto, because it's way cheaper to do it over there.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, so I didn't know that until today. I also didn't know that the werewolf was played by 3 different dudes. For what reason, I don't know. But
wow, I didn't know
3 different guys instead of just one. I don't know if they just tag teamed it, or your turn. I don't know, or maybe I don't know. Who knows? I mean, there really wasn't much that they had to do, but
yeah, I know. I read that they got dancers.
Jason.
They got dancers instead of stuntmen to play them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
To be more graceful, from my understanding, and they're wearing stilts.
They're also probably cheaper.
Probably right.
That's why they're so goddamn tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd wondered about that, because they're so tall and they're practical. I don't think
there's no CGI.
I don't think there's any CGI used.
No, he talked about how he did not want any CGI.
Okay.
In fact,
but yeah, they're fucking tall werewolves.
Yeah, and
makes them that much scarier, because in most movies they're just basically human, maybe a slightly tall human, like 6'5" or something. But yeah, these guys, they got to be over 7 foot.
They fucking tower, and he made the sets or the houses and the way they walk in even more. He made it in such a way so that it was more impactful when they walked in.
Totally, they're so intimidating.
Yeah, they're very intimidating.
Yeah,
and like I thought it was funny. There was I'm not sure if you're gonna hint on this, but this was I guess his reaction to an American Werewolf in Paris. So this is like his, like, you know what, let's do our own fucking werewolf movie and do it right.
That's another one I love. Wait, Paris or London? Did you mean London?
He hated the one in Paris.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
so he wanted to do like something better.
Yeah, he was all like, "Come on, man, how dare you?" You know,
Paris was awful.
Yeah,
I've seen some people like, "Oh, I just have a soft spot for it." I'm like, for what? There's nothing to love about that movie. It's fucking terrible. I tried to rewatch it. So I watched it when it came out. Even then, I didn't like it. I tried to rewatch it a couple years ago. I'm like, it doesn't even hold up. There's nothing to go back to.
No, the American Werewolf in London. There's just something funny about that one.
It's kind of a comedy. Yeah,
it's fucking
horror
weird.
Comedy.
Dude keeps rotting, you know.
Yeah, his buddy.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. That movie had to grow on me. I think it's because I like horror movies that have comedy aspects.
Sure.
Sometimes they don't hit me right, because I don't know. I usually don't like horror comedies, but yeah, that movie I absolutely love it now.
Yeah.
But I didn't always. But yeah, now I think it's fantastic. I have tons of like merch and stuff from that movie. But yeah, I don't know. I think Dog Soldiers, if you put all the werewolf movies, and granted, I probably haven't seen all of them, but I think it's like a top 3.
I would agree. It's one of the top, and basically also because you mentioned there are not that many werewolf movies. Now
there needs to be more. I think
I'm gonna say we're gonna exclude the Twilight series from this. Because it's not the same thing, I would say.
Yeah, they got werewolves. I guess it counts, but it's not. Like it's kind of like Underworld, where it's the werewolves and vampires battling each other.
What is it like?
Which I do think is a cool concept.
Yeah,
werewolves and vampires going back thousands of years of going to war with each other. I think it's a cool concept, but yeah, Twilight obviously is not the right way to do it.
I think that's why I was telling you about that the Night Watch.
Yeah, I need to finally get into those.
So it's like good versus bad, been battling for thousands of years.
Yeah, and
And
there are werewolves in it, right?
there's shapeshifters, there's
That's right.
like vampires.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's like a whole bunch of different kinds of
Yeah,
monsters.
there's
Huh?
different kinds. And you know, what I like about it is it has this weird, strange, like almost like cheesy industrial techno type music in it.
Yeah.
The idea is amazing. Like I was telling you, I'm not going to tell you too much, but both there's supposed to be a trilogy, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Oh, that's right. Because there's the Day Watch first.
Day Watch.
And then
Night Watch is first.
Okay, Night Watch, then Day
So
Watch.
Night Watch and then Day Watch, and it's really cool because it's just basically the idea of good versus evil.
Yeah.
Who's gonna prevail? But a lot of shit goes down.
Yeah, I actually have both of those movies. I need to finally. I've had them for years and I haven't watched them yet. So
yeah, dude,
I'll start.
It's really cool, and the filming, it's very unique.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard they're a lot of fun.
Yeah. The and the CGI on these, I'm guessing, from when they had started, it was promising. So I would imagine if that guy redid it now, it would be fucking killer.
From what I have seen, from what I've skimmed through a little bit, it looks like the effects hold up pretty well. I think.
Yeah.
Like they don't look to me. Maybe I'll change my mind when I watch them in full, but they didn't look dated to me for the.
It looked pretty good, and I wonder
not when they came out, or at least as good as they could afford.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we can find like a Blu-ray or 4K release, and I doubt it, but
yeah.
I would like to find something high quality.
I don't know if they're. I mean, 4K is maybe unlikely for the time being. I'm not sure about Blu-ray. Maybe they might be on Blu-ray.
I'll find it. I'll look for it. I'll get it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I have them on regular DVD.
Yeah,
they're pretty nice for what they are. They got slip cases and everything. Yeah. So I would say, Dog Soldiers. I would say what I like about it too is that it's got a very unique storyline for a werewolf movie. I mean, a lot of werewolf movies are pretty. They usually try to keep it basically keep the lore that was set by like Lon Chaney, the original Wolfman. They kind of just they're almost just all remakes of the Wolfman. So that's what I liked about Dog Soldiers is they did something totally new, and it's very clever. Like you don't most werewolf movies are just cut and dry. You know what's going to happen probably even before the movie starts.
Right.
And as it starts, it's basically just going to be like, the trials and tribulations of the person that has to change.
Right.
This Dog Soldiers is just so unique where you got it. And like I said, clever. You got the colonel or whatever, that guy at the beginning, who's like he's the leader of the special ops unit. And you have no idea what's going on. I didn't expect him to actually be a werewolf, which, that unfolds later on in the movie. I really love the scene at the beginning where he's training the one guy and he's like, all right, you did really well. And here's the dog that was chasing you. I want you to kill it. And I love how the guy didn't kill it. But I love how, like, do you think that scene was part of his training just to maybe fight against werewolves, like, because he's like killed the dog? I felt like there was some kind of symbolism going on there.
Some sort of like unknowingly, it could have been, because I know
that or he just wanted him to be a cold-hearted bastard.
That's also another
but being a dog fan myself, I just loved how, because first time watching, I'm like, oh, he's gonna do it, of course he has to. And I love how he didn't. Even he got kicked out of the special forces for not doing it. Yeah. The guy's like, what? You don't have the stomach to do it? He's like, no, I have the stomach to do it. I'm just not going to fucking do it. I'm not going to kill an innocent, creature. It's not what this is about. Yeah. So he gets booted out of the special forces, Yeah. He has to go join the grunts, basically. He has to join the regular army.
Yeah.
Huge missed opportunity, all because he wouldn't kill a dog, which I thought was awesome.
But it makes sense though, because then if he probably would have killed the dog and made Spec Ops, then he would have been the one killed in that little
totally.
They all died. Yeah, they all died except for the main dude.
So that's the only reason, that he lived. That's a good point.
And also, I like
good choice all around.
Yeah, I like how they kind of set it up in the very, very beginning with that couple. They were getting it on, and she just
that was awesome because it was like a classic. That was classic horror movie tropes, you know.
Dude, the zipper was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Where he's like unzipping her, but it's an actual zipper.
Yeah.
In the tent.
The zipper's coming down.
Yeah.
In the tent. Yeah.
The gift that she gives him, which comes into play. Oh man, it's so fucking like I like how they set it up.
Totally.
Because you're thinking, well, why
about this movie that I would change?
Yeah.
Nothing. I wouldn't change one scene in this movie.
Yeah, and that's rare when you have
something like that. Yeah. Even for horror movies where it's like, oh, that was stupid. Maybe I would have changed this. It doesn't even have that. It doesn't even have like the stupid scene where you're like, oh, I can overlook it. It's just all very clever, and it's got another thing that not all movies have, not all horror movies have, but like likable characters. Every single character in this movie is likable. They all have their own personalities.
Yeah.
Even if they're all the same, they're all soldiers, so they're all wearing the same shit, but they all have very unique personalities.
Yeah, they're not all the same.
That they forget to do in a lot of movies.
I was seeing that they what's the name? The director?
Neil Marshall.
He named one of them Bruce Campbell.
Oh shit, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love when they do that in movies where
he had a lot of like he wanted to do a lot of like Easter eggs in it. My understanding too is that I guess he was following a lot of different fairy tale tropes.
Oh yeah.
From
a lot of like the mythology type.
Yeah, like Little Red Riding Hood, like that guy who ended up being the wolf.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Well, the girl.
He's the wolf in disguise, basically.
Yeah, the girl where she was helping the zoologist, whatever she was.
Yeah. I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, and then the three little pigs kind of thing. Well, they're hiding out and in
the house. Yeah, in the house. Yeah, that's a good. I did not know that.
Yeah, and then I think they had also Goldilocks too, which is Cooper. I think he's the only blonde.
Dude, which is the fairy tale where they walk in and there's like food? That's the three little or the three bears where there's already food on
Goldilocks.
The table? Goldilocks. Yeah. Oh shit. So that's funny because when I was rewatching him, like, why the fuck is there food made already? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there could be many reasons, but that's so
Goldilocks. Yeah. And exactly. So I know he hinted on a lot of those different types and. So it's really cool, man. Like for being his debut he did it fucking right. He's smart.
Totally. Yeah. I think maybe that's also why he had a career moving forward because the movie didn't make a ton of money, but I like to think anyways that the higher ups saw it that like this is a good movie. This guy clearly has potential. Sure. We're not gonna can him just yet. We're gonna give him another shot. And then I think The Descent did pretty well, if I remember correctly, because I remember people talking about it. It was pretty big in the theater, and so
it did. It was an outstanding fucking movie, man. Too.
Yeah, The Descent. Maybe we'll have to do that one soon too, because I rewatched it a couple weeks ago, and I think I liked it even more than I ever did before. It's just a really fucking good movie. Yeah. Sadly, yes, I'm gonna actually be ranking the Neil Marshall filmography pretty soon, and it's pretty dismal. Beyond his first two movies, unfortunately.
What other films has he made?
I haven't given up hope. So he did his third movie, if I remember correctly. His third one was a movie called Doomsday, which I think did okay. It was a big budget movie, and I remember.
Is it like a racing movie or?
No, it's a. I think there is a racing movie called that, but it's a pandemic movie, so it kind of, I guess you could call it a zombie movie, and then it almost turns into like a medieval action movie. I guess it's more post-apocalyptic than anything. So it's got Mad Max elements all throughout. It's very watchable. It's not a bad movie. It's not great, but it's dumb fun, worth watching. Beyond that, he did what was it? His fourth movie might have been Hellboy, or he might have had something in between that. I have all of them. But he did a Hellboy movie. I don't know if you saw that. I know you said you weren't a fan. I think it's okay. I rewatched it. I think it's decent. It has a lot of potential. Could have been better, of course, but it could have been better.
Was it the first?
Scott Fearnet? I think that was Scott's been. I think I got his brain moving when I was talking about the streaming service. I think it was Fearnet is the one that I watched.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that.
But anyways, yeah. So the Hellboy movie, I thought it was all right. He did.
Were we talking about the first set of Hellboys or the remake?
He did the remake.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
You could call it Hellboy 3. I thought you said I'm thinking of someone else then. I thought you said you saw it. Okay. I'd say check it out. If you're a Hellboy fan, I think it's pretty awesome. It does have some, apparently it was a fucking disaster to make, and it performed terribly to the point where people are saying, or it was basically said like there will never be another Hellboy movie again.
Damn.
But I've been hearing rumors that there is going to be one, like another reboot. So I guess the executives have decided that it's, I think, because the first two were, Guillermo del Toro movies were really successful. So I think, people are still seeing that there's definitely still potential, and they're not going to bury it for good. So, because I was like heartbroken when I heard that, what a disaster Neil Marshall's Hellboy was, and I'm like, there's never going to be another Hellboy now. Fucking great.
It's like cursed, yeah.
But it's worth watching. I think it's pretty good. And then he did a couple of movies that are just pretty forgettable. He did one that was like a witch hunting era movie, like the witch trial era. Is all right, not good. I might be missing one, but then he did one in 2022 called The Lair, which was terrible. It was like a monster. It was like a human alien hybrid type monster movie. It just seemed uninspired and cheap. And I don't know what's going on with Neil Marshall lately. I don't know if it's maybe he's just disillusioned and doesn't care anymore, and he's just taking jobs that people are giving him just to make money. But he's clearly not, like, he doesn't have the inspiration that he did early on. That's for sure. But I hope that someday he can come back, make a really good comeback, and make another classic movie, because clearly he has the ability to, he's got the technical ability.
Right.
But it sucks, like, because he's almost become like the laughing stock, in filmmaking nowadays. And I think he deserves much better than that.
For sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, check out Hellboy and check out Doomsday if you're ever bored. They're a good watch. I think they're a good time.
Okay. Yeah, I've not seen the new Hellboy. I'll check that out. We do I
have it on.
We like
Hellboy.
Hellboy.
A pretty nice steelbook version.
Oh, okay.
And David Harbour from Stranger Things plays Hellboy, and I think he did a great job.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. I think.
Yeah, no, he pulled it off. If it's not going to be Ron Perlman, I think he was the next best candidate. And who did I? So I read. I'll have to look it up another time. I read that they're having someone else. I think there's another guy they're looking at maybe playing Hellboy, and I remember thinking, okay, that guy'd be good, but I don't remember who it was at all. I don't think David Harbour had any interest, because I guess it was a disaster for him. And even if they asked him, he probably turned it down.
Yeah. They're probably going to do Jason Momoa like we always
do. It wasn't that, because if it was Momoa, I'd remember.
I'm like, they're always putting him for everything.
I know, because I'd be outraged and I'd be like, nope. Although, I mean, he could probably pull it off. He could probably pull off Hellboy.
He's
got the big rough kind of personality, and
he was chosen originally to play the Crow, wasn't he?
I don't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then I think something happened, and
he was he had to have been unknown back then.
No. The remake, because it's
okay. I didn't know about
that. Pennywise, the new Pennywise, what's the name? Skarsgård.
Skarsgård, yeah.
He's playing the Crow, I think.
Okay, he could do that.
I just didn't. I can't see him playing the Crow, because I feel like he's a little scrawny, unless he beefed up,
Well, yeah, but I mean, Brandon Lee was kind of scrawny back then too. Remember, that was kind of the character. He was supposed to be like kind of a goth. He was kind of like he had that goth look where he was kind of gaunt and maybe a little. I mean, I guess he was probably in okay shape. But
yeah, I think so.
You know how it goes, though. They can, with money and the trainers, you can bulk up anybody.
Yes, dude.
You can make anybody any shape nowadays. Like,
yeah, I see that.
I mean, so I don't think that'd be a problem. And obviously, acting wise, he's a great actor. So I think he'll pull it off.
It's interesting.
He'll have to wear dye his hair, grow his hair out, and dye it and stuff. Obviously, can't have a ginger crow.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised. I think he'd pull it off. What did you think about Jason Momoa, the Conan movie?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, okay. That was still before he blew up, before he was like an A-lister. But I think
that
he did
was
okay.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, he did all right. He definitely defied expectations because all the old school Conan fans were like, "Who the fuck is this guy, and why is he going to be Conan?" And he did pretty good. Yeah, he did all right.
So
he did because like I guess before that he had only done, what was he in, like Stargate or something?
I mean, during that time he might have just been in Game of Thrones, no?
No, he was in some sci-fi show. It was like Stargate or something like that.
Yeah, I think he. Oh, so this is way before all that.
Yeah, this is before the Conan movie. Yeah, this is that was like what he was known for. What little he was known for.
Yeah, I know he did Stargate,
or it wasn't Star Trek, but I think it was Stargate. And so people knew him from that, and they're like, I guess he was liked, but people were like he wasn't like this big brute that he is now. He was just like an average sized dude, and he was younger, probably in his 20s. And yeah. Scott just says that Conan movie is one of the few he walked out of. I didn't think it was that bad, but it's not great. I thought it was totally watchable. I'm a Conan fan from like back to my childhood, obviously, and
right.
I still hope that there are rumors that they'll make a King Conan movie, which is something they've been talking about for decades. Bring Arnold back, and
I hope they do, man. They've been talking about it for a long time, and
well, he's the perfect age now.
Yeah.
It's the perfect time, but you can't wait too much longer because what is he, 70 something?
Yep.
He still looks good, but I mean, he's not going to be able to retain that forever. You don't want
and
you can't be 80 years old playing this shit.
He did he's doing FUBAR right now. I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
It's he's an either he's a current CIA or ex-CIA agent.
Okay.
And he's going on all this. It's like a action comedy.
Oh. Going back to the 90s.
Yeah, and he's doing like this. It's a Netflix series actually. It's supposed to come out soon, and it's called FUBAR. Yeah. The other one that I want to watch,
Maggie.
Yeah, I still want to watch that one. Yeah.
I've heard really good things. I've heard it's like probably his best like acting performance.
Really?
Yeah. So a lot of people are like, see, he's actually a pretty good actor. But then a lot of people that are more technically minded are like, well, his performance is good, but it's because of the direction. It's actually the director that got it out of him. But whatever. Either way, it's supposed to be a good performance, considering Arnold's not known for being a great actor. But I've heard it's a very emotional and believable role that he plays.
Yeah.
And it's not an action movie at all. He just plays like this regular ass dude, and
I know that.
He's not kicking faces and crushing heads and blowing holes in people. Yeah. He's just a dude,
Yeah.
So I need to see that.
I'll still watch it. It's fine.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good. Sad, like heartbreaking, but good.
Yeah. Worth watching.
Yeah. So what if you were to give Dog Soldiers a rating? I'm going to go ahead and give it a, what did I write? Oh, I thought I wrote it down. I guess not. So I'm putting myself on the spot. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I can't think of anything to bring it down. So I don't see why it wouldn't be a 10 out of me.
Yeah. I think this is an essential watch for werewolf fans and for horror fans. I think it's an essential watch. Yeah. There's we're not giving away too much.
I try not to, spoil it too bad.
There is a great, like a Shyamalan twist,
and they're perfectly timed and they're perfectly written.
Yep.
It'll, I guarantee you the twists in there. At least I'm terrible at seeing twists coming because I'm good at turning my mind off when I'm watching a movie. But I didn't see any of them coming, to be honest.
Yeah, and also something that was kind of cool that I was reading is they were talking about how they're watching soccer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How British people in UK they love their soccer. Football.
So apparently you could actually put it to a certain time frame of it being September the 1st or the 2nd of 2001.
Okay.
because England beat Germany 5-1.
Oh, so that
And
game was actually a thing.
it was an actual
they're
thing,
talking about.
and
Yeah.
was a full moon out during that
Oh
time.
shit.
Yeah.
So he timed it even for the full moon.
He got that shit right.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. So I mean, because he didn't have to do that.
No,
he
no.
said,
He
it's a
didn't
full
have to.
moon tonight. Oh no! But he actually waited for the full moon to be whatever predicted or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That just all these things that you brought up just goes to show like how serious he took this movie.
Yeah.
Like so much by doing things that he didn't even have to do.
Yeah, dude.
But I could see someone being a passionate filmmaker and it being his first movie. I could see someone being like, I'm not cutting any corners. I'm going to do everything right this time.
Yeah, they want to.
I got to impress.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I can't imagine being in that position and like you have so much weight on your shoulders because you put out a movie, and especially a movie with money backed. If it fails, you're going to be directing commercials for the rest of your career. if you're lucky, B movies.
Yeah.
So it's a cutthroat industry. Careers can be ruined in the matter of just one movie, which is, I think, kind of sad. But whatever. I'm not in that industry, so.
And he's too good to be working for like Trauma. Trauma is awesome and funny.
Yeah.
But his level is way up.
Yeah, that's where people start. They elevate from Trauma. Like that's where that's where what's his name? I'm a big fan of James Gunn. He came from Trauma, and now he's Now he's one of the biggest directors of our era right now.
Damn, I did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah, came from Trauma. Directed Tromeo and Juliet.
Oh no shit.
But it's rare. It's rare for someone to come from Trauma or like Full Moon and go become top of the heap.
Well, it's not necessarily. I mean, also Peter Jackson came from. Was it Bad Taste, right?
Bad Taste and
he did Bad Taste.
And
Dead Alive.
Dead Alive, yeah. Which I love. Those two movies are some of my favorites.
And then he did The Feebles.
I haven't The Feebles.
I think it's called The Feebles.
Oh, I'll have to look into that.
It's kind of like the Muppets on cocaine, dude.
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude.
I'm interested in anything Peter Jackson did. The early on in his career. Recently I bought The Frighteners. I haven't seen that in a long time.
I haven't seen that one in a long ass time. Yeah.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Love. Yeah. Well, yeah. I remember it being great, and I've heard it holds up really, really well. So I want to say that was like Peter Jackson's first big movie. I could be wrong.
I think so. I think that's right before probably Lord of the Rings.
90s. No? That's like mid.
I think 97.
Yeah, mid to late 90s. But he wasn't super.
So that has to have been before Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
There's no way that he had time to do.
So Lord of the Rings already was what, like 2000, 2001 or something.
2001, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is years before that, so I think it was probably mid 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that I think that was probably. I remember it being his first like big movie. It was a huge budget and
yeah,
I think it did pretty well if I remember correctly, at least decent. Again, enough for him to direct Lord of the Rings, one of the biggest movies of all time.
Dude,
clearly he had, people had confidence in him, enough confidence to tackle something. I can't imagine being like an executive and like, who am I choosing to direct something that we already know is going to be history?
Fuck. And then the to have to go in through the personnel and he has to have been given a big ass budget too, man.
Oh, it had to have been one of the biggest budget movies of all time. It's got to be.
Yeah. And I mean, they made that back.
Yeah.
Big time. Fucking.
Oh, yeah. I would say so. Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing that. I think I saw each of those multiple times in the theater.
Yeah.
So I was forking out money more than once to see that. And to this day, I have so much fondness for those movies.
Yeah. And the Hobbit movies. The Hobbit movies didn't come out too late after that either.
Not too much. I mean, it was probably 7, 8 years. Yeah. It seems like a long time. To me, it seems like 20 years, but yeah, you're right. It wasn't that. I think the first Hobbit movie came out in like 2008 or something.
Could have been.
And so I mean, the Return of the King.
I don't know.
If you say Return of the King between that and the Hobbit, I'm not sure when Return of the King came out. It had to have been like 2003 or 4 or something. So yeah, you're right. It wasn't that long.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I really didn't like that Hobbit movie, the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a second chance. But I remember watching it when it came out. I rented it or whatever, and it did nothing for me. Yeah, I don't think I even finished it, but I'd like to give it another chance. More open-minded.
Watch the extended edition. That's what we did. We saw everything just extended and 4K.
I did buy recently. I bought 2. I think there's 3 Hobbit movies. I bought 2 of them. I don't know if I have them in order, but I'm gonna give it another shot for sure.
Okay.
I picked them up. I think I picked it up at the thrift store or something like that. So
yeah,
I'll give it a shot for $1.
Why not?
Yeah. So, what did you have a numerical score you'd give Dog Soldiers? Are you gonna give it a 10?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 10. Like I was saying, I do think it is an essential.
Yeah.
For people who love horror movies in general, and not just werewolf movies.
Yeah.
It is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I tried to look at it critically, like, all right, let's start at a 10 because that's how I feel about it. But let's try to pick some things. Let's try to bring it down. Let's try to look for something that would bring it down. And I cannot. Yeah. There's not a one thing where I'm like, oh, I didn't like that.
Right.
You know, even enough to give it a 9.5.
I think even the idea that it's a low budget film even makes it even more solid.
Yeah.
Instead of it taking away.
It looks like a big budget movie.
Yeah,
you know it probably
grainy. It has this weird. Yeah, there's this graininess to it that I really like.
Yeah.
So
yeah, $2 million in 2002 even still was not a ton of money. So
no,
that's covering everything. That's the salaries and yeah. So no.
But what I thought was funny is they were supposed to get Jason Statham.
That's right.
Instead of Cooper, but.
And that would have been fine. Jason Statham's cool, but I wouldn't. I've not changed. I really loved the soldiers in this movie.
I do too, man. Yeah. And in fact, that guy kind of reminds me of like a different, like it could be brothers for what's his name from God, he was in The Breakfast Club. Michael Anthony Hall, or is it what's his name?
Oh, Michael Anthony Hall.
Is that his name?
Like a British version of him? Or...
Yeah, like they kind of could be like cousins or brothers or something. You know?
I can see that because he had good, like he was a macho tough guy, but he also had like a comedic side. And they all did. That's what I liked about the soldiers. Yes. They're all, they seemed like because I've known army dudes and stuff, and like they had that going. They had the personality down really well. Because they had the like we're tough dudes, but we're also
they see shit already
funny side and yeah.
The
scene with the who's the leader? Is he a colonel or what do they call him? Not a colonel.
I think he's a sergeant
or something.
Yeah, I think
the one where he gets his guts are falling out and they're pushing him back in and he does live. I thought that was pretty cool how he actually lived because you can live from that. I've heard of it.
No.
As long as if you can keep your intestines together. They can be outside of your body as long as you don't bleed out. But as long as they're not ruptured or whatever. But he lives. The scenes where they're pushing him back in and all the British humor and stuff was
awesome.
All the their lingo and stuff is so different than ours, but it's funny. If you've seen enough like British comedy and stuff, you'll recognize the quips and stuff. If not, if you're not familiar with British stuff, it's still funny. It'll go over your head, but and they all got thick accents at times. It's hard to understand what they're all saying, but that's what you'd want, you that adds to the authenticity of
for sure. Yeah.
They all seem like real soldiers and real people, and there's nothing that like takes you out of the movie. They're like, oh, that's dumb or that's cheesy or that didn't work. It all works.
I agree. It's like I was saying, like pay attention to everything that's happening because there's certain things that happen for a reason.
Yeah, and it's a little smarter than just it's not a slasher movie.
Yeah,
or a straightforward slasher movie or monster movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you could say maybe similar to the movie that we're going to talk about, The Host. I guess you could say similar in terms of creativity and smartness.
Yeah.
And there being more than just a monster movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That is true.
Yeah, I'll rewatch that this week. So maybe in the next couple weeks or whatever, we'll do that.
Yeah, man. Like I was saying, it's on Tubi if you can't get it, but
yeah,
rent it for a few bucks. Why not?
I'm doing either way. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll call it just over an hour. That's not bad. We still have our other thing to do. So
hell yeah.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching, and
peace, guys.
If you want, go ahead and join us. Well, I guess you might upload it tomorrow or something. You wanna talk about what we're doing later?
Yeah, sure. So we're gonna on my podcast, That Metal Podcast, on most podcast platforms. We're gonna talk about some of our favorite singers in heavy metal, and
but that aren't the big guys.
That are not Rob Halford and Dio.
Yeah. No Halford, no Dio, no Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah.
As much as we love those guys.
Yeah. So
those guys would make the list, but they would dominate the list almost unfairly.
Yeah, they would be like top 3, top 2, whatever, yeah, for sure. So I don't think
any respectable metal fan, their top 5 is pretty much almost going to be the same.
Yeah, it's going to be a kind of they're going to be I agree.
Because you cannot not have Dio, you can't not have Rob Halford. It just wouldn't even be honest, So
yeah,
that would be boring. I'm sure that's why you made the decision that you did, because nobody needs to hear us talk about how much we love Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing too. Is like it goes without saying,
Yeah.
And I did on Prick. I don't know if you noticed, but I shared a picture, and I purposely put Chris Barnes on there.
I didn't see that. No, I haven't been on Instagram much. Oh my god. I wonder if anyone would take that serious. Who knows? That could be one of your favorites.
Yeah, right. But nobody
someone out there is like, Chris Barnes is my favorite singer.
That's good.
I'll give you points though. If you can say he's still your favorite singer, then I respect you.
Yeah, right.
Because he didn't always suck. Those Cannibal Corpse albums, amazing. First couple, 6 Feet Under. Well, I only really like the first 6 Feet Under album, but
I like the first 2. But I saw them in the early 2000s.
Cool.
And he was doing a screeching.
Oh.
And that shit hurt my fucking ears, dude.
Really?
The small club. Oh, dude.
Oh, damn. I've heard the third I didn't really like the second one. I've heard the third one's really good too. I've heard the third one's like back to basics. And then after that, I guess it's just kind of like a shit show. And I've heard some of the later albums are good too, but there's a lot of bad.
I think if you're going to buy anything, the first 3 are okay. I'm not sure you didn't like the second one. The second one was more like rock and roll, death and roll.
I didn't really like Warpath.
Warpath. I like Revenge of the Zombie the most.
I didn't hate it overall, but there were some. It was just when I listen to death metal, it's got to be death metal. I don't want to hear any experimentations or any elements that don't fit death metal. So it just could be my personal thing, but I love the first album because the first album is pure death metal album.
Fucking chunky, dude. It's great.
Yeah. It is a sum of its parts, which is Obituary and Cannibal Corpse.
Literally,
It's an Obituary album with Chris Barnes on vocals, is what it is. but very stripped down and simple and primal, which is fine by me. Obituary are already it's even more primal than maybe Obituaries, but it's knucklehead death metal that works for me for sure. So guys, if you want to, Dave probably will he usually uploads the episodes quick. He'll probably upload it tonight, but if not, within the next day or 2.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be up, and it'll be fun. I'm actually pretty excited for it. So if you want to hear us talk about, metal singers that aren't Dio and Halford and Dickinson and stuff, it'll be for you.
Hell yeah.
All right, Dave. We'll end this broadcast, and I'll talk to you in just a minute.
Sounds good.
All right. See you guys.
Later.